Welcome to week 4 and welcome Prashan.
Thank you, Nikki.
So this week we're going to be creating some great summary reports from large quantities of data. Why is this important?
As you mentioned, Nikki, in business we're often working with these large data sets.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes very difficult to find out what the data is trying to tell us. To extract some meaning from the data, we need to create these summary reports, as well as some great visual tools.
You talk about large data sets, and this is the problem. Where do we even begin with these sets?
Exactly, where do we begin? Well, one great place to start is by using Excel's functions countifs and sumifs. Countifs counts the number of times a certain criteria is met. Sumifs sums a range based on a certain criteria.
Excellent. But before we get stuck into these tools, a lot of our learners might be more familiar with the older COUNTIF and SUMIF. Would you mind just clarifying what the difference is between them?
Great point. I should have emphasized the S better. COUNTIFs and SUMIFs with the S at the end was added in 2007 by Excel. These are more powerful versions of the function because it can take up to 127 criteria.
Yeah, wow.
Prior to that, COUNTIF, SUMIF without the S could just take a single criteria.
And we're going to encourage our learners to rather use the newer versions of these functions.
Exactly.
Now we're going to also be looking at something else while we look at these functions, and that is mixed cell references. And for a lot of learners this might be new as well. Would you mind just explaining what the mixed cell references are?
Sure thing, Nikki. In the Essentials course, we talked about absolute cell references versus relative cell references. In absolute cell references, we lock the column and we lock the row.
Yeah.
Mixed cell references are somewhere in between. We can lock the column but not the row, or we can lock the row but not the column. Hence the term mixed cell references, somewhere in between absolute and relative.
Fantastic, thanks Prashan. Now for those people who haven't come across these mixed cell references, we do have some additional material in the toolbox this week, and I strongly encourage you to check it out because it does take a little bit of time to get your head around these mixed cell references. So Prashan, the other thing we're going to be looking at this week is sparklines. Can you just tell us what a sparkline is?
Sparklines, funky name for a great new tool in Excel. Sparklines are mini charts that fit in a single cell, and we can create lots of sparklines in a few clicks in Excel now.
Brilliant. Now we're talking about charting. We did look at creating charts in the Essentials course, but they're all very clean and all very neat. And I have to be honest, that's not always my experience. I've come to create charts, and what should be labels ends up being a chart series, and I get these flat lines. Help.
The famous flatline problem with charting. That always happens to me as well, which is why we're going to cover some advanced charting techniques this week. We're going to master the Select Data dialog box, and then we're going to work with dual axes as well. And something great is we're going to add some trend lines to our chart, so we can use our data and our charts for forecasting purposes.
So it's going to be a real action-packed week.
Very much so.
Right, so next up you're going to be looking at our practice videos. Can I remind you to download the workbooks and work along with us, because it's like driving a car. It's easy to watch somebody else do it, but we need you to get into the driving seat and make sure you can do it yourselves. Also, don't forget to check out the toolbox. And now it's over to you.